got mail. Good morning, everybody. You're tuned to Computers 2K now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next hour or so. Along with Nick.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Katie's here.
Morning.
Earning. I know Spence is out of town. Gal may join us later. Our number is 561-518-9773. And today's show is made possible by vMix Software and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Live Streaming Gear. So what's been going on?
I saw a funny meme yesterday. So Artemis landed successfully and everything's been great. But the meme I saw was the original moon landing, one small step for mankind, blah blah that, and then it said, but this quote in 2026, I've got 2 Microsoft Outlooks and none of them work. And so it made me laugh.
Yep.
Do you know the context of that, Katie?
Of what?
Of the Outlook? Yeah.
No, other than the memes that people have been making.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah,
Katie.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, the like literally that was what they said from
Oh
the
yeah,
space
yeah.
they're
No,
like,
I heard the people are taking the clips on social media, and I heard the guy say it. He's like, I got 2 Microsoft Outlooks or 2 whatever, and none of them work.
many such cases. Many such cases.
And it's I mean, the truth is that's not funny. That
Yes,
is
it is.
bad. That is bad.
Well, it could be both. It could be bad, but also hysterical.
It is.
Yeah, hysterical.
Objectively
Okay.
hysterical.
But yeah, Microsoft is just, I don't know.
Yeah. And another thing I did this week is I have what is it? Expanded my horizons and have become a true gamer. I asked Gall about so I play a game and it can be tedious after a while, and so people make a second account and they to help their character do the things that they need to do. And I'm like, well, how do I do that? Because you can't run normally on your computer you can't run the game twice and you can't have 2 accounts, blah blah blah. So I looked it up, and people were using this software called Sandboxy, and my understanding of it is that it like isolates a section of your computer and treats it like a second computer, I guess, so that you can run software safely. So I asked Gall, I was like, Gall, is this legit? This isn't gonna like kill my computer or whatever. He's like, no, it's great. And that's perfect. So now I have 2 accounts for the games, and I can have multiple ones, but depending on how many my computer can handle. But I felt like a true hacker last week. I was like, I'm doing it. I have alts. I'm running 2 accounts for the same game. I'm probably gonna be banned if they ever figure it out. But I'm not botting, so that's the thing. You can't bot in games. I'm playing both accounts. It's just the video game is like an idle game. It's like you set your character to do something. So I have a second character that also does something, but it helps me.
Nice.
That's what I did.
You're doing a lot of new things.
You
Good.
are essentially running a virtual machine, is what you
Yeah,
are.
yeah. And it was kind of complicated to set up, but thank God for YouTube. I should say it wasn't complicated. Let me take that back. It's not intuitive. So I'm not in this world of virtual machines or whatever. And so I downloaded the software, and usually more mainstream. The software is open source, and usually with open source stuff, I find as a layman person that's not technical, uh, it it's not. It's the difference between like Microsoft and Apple, where Apple kind of holds your hand through it. A lot of open source stuff, it kind of like Microsoft, it expects you to already basically know what you're doing. So I have no idea. But I went to YouTube, I Googled it, and there was a really nice woman that walked me through the steps.
This is the this is the trade-off. Instead of it being paid software that holds your hands, it's free, but you got to figure it out. That's
Yeah.
that's your trade-off, your opportunity cost.
Okay,
With
so I
not all, but a vast majority of open source software.
have a question about this. Is this software only for games, or is it a
No,
multi-purpose?
it was originally made, my understanding, and there's a wiki, but I didn't read it. Is that it was meant to test software. So it isolates a section of your computer. When you download something into that virtual area that it's connected and it's bad stuff, it doesn't get into the rest of your computer.
Yeah, well, that's
It's
what a
a-
virtual machine. Yeah,
Yeah, so it creates a sandbox
Right.
environment. So if you're running potentially malicious software or something like that, you would run it inside of.
so
something
it's a
like this.
multi-purpose,
Correct. I think it's originally for
multitasker
security.
kind of thing. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah. My
for-
understanding is originally for security and stuff,
Mhm.
but a lot of the gaming community use it as their standard multi alt they call it when you make a second account on a game they call it an alt. So it's their alt machine.
Alternative. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, nice. And talking about games, as the Trump administration seeks to fill a national shortage of air traffic controllers, officials are targeting a new talent pool: gamers. The Federal Aviation Administration on Friday is making a recruiting push aimed at avid players of video games as the agency strives to fill thousands of vacancies that lawmakers have said leave the traveling public less safe. In a new YouTube ad, the agency is using flashy graphics and the promise of six-figure salaries
Mm.
to convince video game enthusiasts to apply their trigger fingers in service of air safety.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
This
and
this isn't as crazy as it sounds because video games isn't just like fighting games or like World of Warcraft. There's also a ton of simulation games,
Mhm.
and even the military they train people on games. Like they make their own games for whatever machine or whatever that they have to man. And so this isn't crazy. I'm sure there's an air traffic control game out there that people have put thousands of hours in, and they're like, okay, well now do it for real now.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing crazy about this. This is these. I mean, gamers, really serious gamers, are perfect for this.
Mm-hmm.
You think fast. You can watch the screen. Your fingers are doing something. You know, it's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know. It seems like it happened before with.
It
But-
does. It's currently happening with like drone pilots and stuff like that because all of that is, of course, done remotely. So
Yeah.
you've got the sim guys that are, a lot of them are drone pilots.
Okay.
It's a smart pool to tap if you can
Yeah.
do it successfully.
A little bit of AI. Microsoft has started stripping Copilot branding out of Notepad in Windows 11, replacing the old Copilot menu with a more generic writing tools label.
It's a
The
good
AI,
idea.
the AI features themselves aren't going away, but Microsoft seems to be backing off the heavy-handed Copilot branding and extra entry points. This is coming from Windows Central. So I guess they were pushing Copilot too much, and
Well,
people
I
complaining.
think about it like this. You know, okay, so we're talking about Notepad.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I mean, it's a beginning.
but that's my point. Is
Yeah.
when you've got somebody using Notepad that is looking for whatever it said, writing tools. Is that what you said that they've changed the
Mhm.
label to?
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. People don't care that it is Copilot or Claude or Chat GPT or any. It's in that use case. I don't know that it matters what the agent is. Now, obviously, Microsoft's still using Copilot as the back end, but it doesn't need to be advertised as Copilot. You just want people to use what they find beneficial and useful.
Yeah.
So
Also,
I mean, to me, I think it seems like a smart move.
I think I don't know if there's like a technical term for it, but I think there's AI fatigue right now.
Yes,
There's a
100%. You are
everybody
spot
in
on.
the world is saying something is AI, and even when it's not technically AI. And a
Yeah,
lot of people are just me personally, I'm over it. Like I can't trust when something says that we use AI technology. Like, do you? And I don't really care.
for Katie, what you are experiencing, and I'm not. You are more informed than the layman, but you're not like a full blown like techie.
Mm.
This is what we experienced with cryptocurrency and blockchain.
Oh God.
There was a period of time. What did you say? I'm maybe what 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that, where everything was blockchain because Bitcoin was the hot new thing, even though it had been out for a long time, and everything was blockchain this, blockchain. It's
Yeah.
very similar to what AI is now, except the AI stuff is as mainstream as it can possibly get. I mean, I don't know that you could watch a commercial break during a major sporting event without
Without AI.
seeing at least one, not necessarily AI ad, but some company, some product, some service that has got AI
Yep.
in their marketing material in
You
some
can't
way, shape, or form.
you can't even escape it from regular commercials because
Yeah,
I've noticed that at the bottom, so when a commercial first starts playing, they have like a what is it, like a subtitle on the bottom, like a
it's
warning.
it's more some of them are they're legally required disclaimers,
Yeah,
especially
so
like
that's it.
healthcare and
That's the word
stuff
I
like
was
that.
looking for. Disclaimer, and it says some of the images and footage of this commercial were enhanced with AI technology. Like it says that on the bottom. It's like you can't escape it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a smart thing for them to do that because they don't know themselves what was and what wasn't.
Yeah, I'm not saying the disclaimer is
Yeah.
bad. I mean, it's good to call it out, but I'm just saying that everything that's like another instance of AI in my face.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very it will not stay like this. There will be a break. I'm not saying AI is disappearing. I don't think that's the case, but
No.
there is absolutely a bubble, and we are well within it right
As
now.
far
It's
as far as marketing, yes, that's what I think because it gets to the point where you go too far to it's not a positive, it's a negative.
and that's exactly where we are. I just think that's where we are right now, and I don't know what it's going to mean. I don't know how it's going to play out,
You know what's
but
gonna
Nobody
happen?
does. It's
I know
fine.
exactly what's gonna happen is and this always happens with like marketing. So I'm in the marketing field, and what happens is something new comes out. In this case, AI, and they push it like advertise. I'm not talking about the technology side. I'm talking about like as far as marketing for their product. And they're like AI, 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 and then what's gonna happen is that everything's gonna be AI assisted, and people are gonna be like, well, that's not special, and I'm tired of this. So they're gonna look for the human element. So I bet you there's going to be these other companies that yes, they use AI, but their main marketing stance is going to be like, oh, adding back the human element in the technology world or whatever, because people are going to want to switch back to talking
great
with the
point.
person.
Yep. Yep. We're kicking AI to the curb at XYZ company. You're going to be talking to real people or whatever.
That's exactly what companies are going to start marketing because they always swing in different directions in order to stand out.
Yep.
So I very much understand your comment about the fatigue. It's and because everybody's doing it, you literally roll your eyes at everything you see. You're
Oh,
just like, ah,
it becomes white noise.
yeah. But the problem is, it's not like a couple of things. It's like
Everything.
literally everything. So it's a lot harder to do that. at least from my vantage point.
Yeah. And just to be clear to the people listening, we like AI. We're not against AI.
I use
We're,
AI
we're just
all day.
tired. We're just tired of the advertising of it because it's literally shoved in our faces.
Well, and especially when things are just where it's just not relevant. Like, and obviously it's the hot term. So from a marketing standpoint, your work at any firm or any company, you can throw AI into it. It's a hot word. Everybody's talking about it. There's a lot of interest and intrigue and insight. So it makes sense. I'm not faulting them for doing it. But it's just it's a little bit overblown, I think.
Yeah. And you can think about go back years and years. I mean, there are things that maybe in the beginning there would have been advertised. I mean, when is the last time you saw an advertisement for a hammer?
For a hammer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, an individual hammer, no, but you still see the big, Home Depot and Lowe's advertise a lot. You've got
Yeah. But
DeWalt and these Harbor Freight does a bunch of advertising. So it's not a individual hammer. But
yeah, I'm talking about advertising on TV.
was
I'm not
that
talking
but was
about,
that ever was there ever
there was
advertising for hammers?
No.
Probably not.
not when it
That's what
came
I
out.
was
There
just
was
thinking. I was
nothing.
like, I don't think I've
No,
ever
I'm
seen
trying
an
to
ad
think
for
about.
a hammer.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about something. Is that I mean, you just take it for granted. Yeah, I need to drive a nail. I get a hammer. I don't need somebody to keep telling me.
Well, it's kind of I understand where you're coming from, but AI is a service.
right.
Like
Yeah, I
and
mean,
and a
well,
hammer is a product.
right.
So let's think uh
But I
well,
mean, I'll use an example of something that you wouldn't think would still need to be advertised, but is um, internet providers.
Yeah,
oh yeah, because of competition.
Spectrum, Comcast, Verizon. I mean, Christ Almighty, cell phone providers. Good Lord! I mean, every freaking commercial. It's AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, Straight Talk, Mint Mobile, Patriot Mobile. I mean, and that's something that I don't know why you would advertise so heavily in this current form with that, but they still are. And I mean, they're dumping hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars a year
Yeah.
into some of these marketing campaigns.
That's to grab the customers though, because they always come out with deals. They're like, switch to Verizon and get a free
And I get
iPhone.
that, but you wouldn't think like, okay, cell phones are not new. Nobody is like watching TV and like, you know what, damn it, I've been holding off on getting one of these newfangled cell phones for the last 40 years, and I'm finally, Amnon's not sitting there watching Wheel of Fortune like, you know what, I've been an
I
old
need to
fogey for too long. I'm gonna finally pull the trigger here in 2026. I'm gonna get a cell phone. I mean,
because
and so you
I
think-
saw an advertisement.
because you saw a commercial for it.
Yeah,
So
commercial.
that, and of course, you're making a good point, Katie. They are advertising, bring 4 lines and we'll chop your bill in half, all that stuff.
Yeah,
So, but that still exists, and that's been probably 30 years now. Probably not, maybe 25, 30 years of pretty heavy marketing for cell phones and cell phone providers going back to the mid 90s.
I got it.
Hit me.
Like following your phone theme, Apple does not need to advertise their new phones.
They do.
But no, the reason why is because they're all the same. So they just need to put out a thing that says, hey, we have a new phone. Here it is. And it's not much different. So they don't need to keep advertising it because it's like, oh, it's the same as the other one, just maybe bigger.
But they do, and they spend a boatload on it, and
Yeah.
they not only spend a boatload on the ads, they have some of the more complex ads that you'll see on television. I mean, I remember the one from a couple of years ago where they claimed that the whole ad was shot on an iPhone, and it was like some
I
sort
remember
of
that.
stop motion. It was like an icy or wintry scene or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, the bubble will burst. That's the point. It's not sustainable long term. Not AI. That is not. I don't know. That's not going to go away. But the hyper aggressive marketing.
Yeah, the messaging.
But to Katie's point, of a lot of things that are really not even AI anyway. It's just kind of it's frankly just complete bullshit. But that's the hot phrase. That's the hot term. So the bubble will burst, and it could be within the next year. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we'll wait and see. May. All right. Let's go to this. This was an interesting article that started by saying that it takes years to train a seeing eye dog. And they said that about 50% of them actually don't make it. They just can't finish the course. So it says, what if you could ask your guide dog where the nearest water fountain is and hear it answer back, complete with directions and an estimated walk time? Researchers at the State University of New York at Binghamton have built a robotic guide dog that can do something close to that, holding simple back and forth conversations about navigation with its handler, describing the surrounding environment, and talking through route options as they lead the way. They work presented at the 40th annual AAAI conference on artificial intelligence pairs a large language model, a system that understands and generates language, with a navigation planner. Together, the two let the robot understand open ended requests, suggest destinations, and adjust plans on the fly. And I was reading this and I said, wow. I mean, think about it. In my opinion, the downside of having a seeing eye dog is it takes years to train. So let's say it takes 4 or 5 years. And then you get a dog, and it's a lot of money for whoever is doing all this. And the dog will only be able to service you for 10 years, if
Mm.
that. And then the dog would die. And
Mm.
that's kind of, it's a bummer, but for those years, yeah, it's great for the blind person. But with a robot, and things like this will get, they have to still evolve and all that. It's something that can serve you for the rest of your life if it's maintained.
Mm. I
Um,
think I think from a technical standpoint, having a robot instead of a dog is a benefit, but from a companion
oh,
standpoint,
that's different. Yeah,
then
absolutely.
because I'm thinking like if I have a disability and I need a dog or an animal to help me or a robot, I'd probably pick the animal just
Oh, of
because
course.
I love my cat or my dog and I'm like, "Oh yeah, my pet." Versus the robot where I'm not like but maybe I have both because in some instances maybe I don't want to take my seeing eye dog somewhere because it's a danger to them or I don't know for whatever reason. So then I can use the robot.
I know. I was, having have, having pets all these years. When a pet dies, it's like a part of the family. I mean, a family
Yeah,
member
it's
died,
hard.
and it's devastating. Here is a machine. Now, I don't know. I mean, a a person who can see and depends on that robot, I mean, may develop some feelings, like some people have feelings about cars, and if the car breaks down, they'll start crying.
Yeah.
But it definitely can give you longer service. And probably it's great because you can actually talk to the dog and the dog will answer you in
You mean the
speech,
robot?
the robot in
Yeah.
speech. And
It's all fun and games until somebody hacks your seeing eye dog and takes you to
Yeah,
the nearest McDonald's because McDonald's hacked into all the seeing eye robot dogs.
they do.
Yeah. You have to
Uh,
pay for a subscription so that the robot doesn't take you to I don't know, some store.
yeah, yeah. I just thought that it was, and this is just like, I guess it's a first try at it,
Yeah, it's cool.
and it should develop and get better and better. Now, some downside news in 2024. The Verge's consumer tech reporter paid $173 for a WD Black 2 terabyte SSD. But now that same SSD costs $649.
Jesus. Wait, what did you say it cost beforehand?
What did it cost?
Yeah.
173.
Whoa.
I mean, you can still buy.
Still almost $200 to $600. That's crazy.
Yeah. And it says, like the RAM, demand from the AI industry is swallowing up supply from a limited number of manufacturers, leading to a drastic reduction in the inventory that's available to consumers and skyrocketing prices. So again, it's because of AI.
Yeah, but this doesn't hurt normal consumers as much. This
No,
hurts your techie people,
Yeah.
your home lab
Right.
people, some of your server people. But I mean, I don't know that you can buy if you went to any big box store, but outside of buying a gaming PC, I don't know that you would I don't think you'll find a computer with a spinning drive. And everything is
Right.
NVMe as transition for consumer facing products. And let's be honest, your consumer does not need terabytes of storage. I mean, there's a reason that many of these computers come with 256 or 512 gigabytes worth of storage, and that includes the OS, because the consumers just don't need it.
Right.
Most people are not storing that kind of data. So for people like me and Gal and you, Amnon, that have home media servers and stuff like that and are buying drives, sucks. For video game people that want that extra storage to keep all their games installed, a problem. But unlike the RAM, which is not only affecting computers, cell phones, and cars, and literally everything, I don't think the impact is going to be that big. And also, the reality is, most of these companies have scaled back dramatically on the amount of drives they're producing because there's not as much of a market. I mean, that's also, and you mentioned that in the article, Amnon, was just general supply is much lower. Because there's consumer product sells with these drives anymore.
And if you look, I mean, they're talking about the WD.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of gold standard.
Yeah, I just brought up Amazon, and a Samsung 2 terabyte NVMe is $370.
But that's an NVMe. Aren't you talking about spinning drives?
No. These are all SSDs.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, drives. It's a WD Black 2 terabyte SSD.
Gotcha.
So this is 370 and 323.
Disregard everything I said then. My apologies.
And I mean, they're still, affordable. They're not $600 and $700 like who knows what. Here's a 4 terabyte WD Black, which is $589. Still cheaper than what they're talking about. So it's still there. I mean, you can still get yourself, and if you're looking for a standalone, I mean, SSD hard drive, one that you would mount in and plug the wires in, not an NVMe. Here's a 2 terabyte for $224 and $284 and $235. And, I mean, they are more expensive than what they were about a year ago. Here's one for 109, a Seagate. It's a portable.
Yeah, well, you're not going to put that in your computer though. That's a plug-in drive.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it's a little bit exaggerated here, but we get the gist of it. That AI is, like I said, swallowing a lot of those supplies, and not AI, people that are setting up uh, data centers for AI. They're going to need a lot of storage, and that's what they do.
Yeah, and you got to remember, price is no object because this is going not going completely back, but just to kind of bring in our previous conversation. Because AI is such a buzzword right now, and it is such a
Right.
hot market.
Yeah.
These companies can go to their investors and say, we need to invest $5 billion building out data centers in the next 3 years on AI. And the investors will say, absolutely.
How much
Like,
do you need?
Yeah, exactly. You think 5's enough? We'll give you 7. I mean, so it is so hot right now that price is no object because it is a race to get online. And so it does not matter. Nobody is looking at this from a smart long-term business perspective. It is a race to get up and running as quickly as
Right.
possible. The real question is going to be, is it, depending on how big the AI bubble is, what happens to all this freaking hardware in 72 months or something like
Yeah.
that, or 48 months, whatever the time frame might be, a couple of years down the road. If there is a huge bubble that pops, what is all this stuff going to be doing? Are you going to see a resale market of just AI servers for pennies on the dollar that are floating around online? I don't know.
It's going to be interesting.
It will be fascinating.
Yeah. LinkedIn is facing allegations that it quietly scans users' browsers for installed Chrome extensions.
Really?
The German group Fairlinked EV goes so far as to claim that the site is running one of the largest corporate espionage operations in modern history. The program runs silently without any visible indicator to the user, they're saying. It does not ask for consent. It does not disclose what it is doing. It reports the results to LinkedIn servers. This is not a one-time check. The scan runs on every page load for every visitor. I mean, it may be blowing it up, but where there's smoke, there's fire.
I wonder if this is an attempt for them to try and bypass ad blockers. Because that would be one of the main extensions that you would presume LinkedIn would be interested in. Plus, there's also a lot of bot activity on LinkedIn. At least I don't use it frequently, but from the little bit of time I've spent there's a lot of bot activity. So I wonder if that is part of it as well. I mean, definitely not good.
No, it's not good. I mean, I don't use it. I go on it maybe twice, 3 times a year. But is it something that what like you say, I'm trying to think, what are they going to get out of knowing what extensions Chrome is using? What if I don't use Chrome? I mean, they're saying that it's they're scanning user browsers for installed Chrome extensions. So it's like they ask the browser, do you have a Chrome extension? No. So I guess they go to the next one. What are they getting out of it? I have no idea. Although, yeah, Chrome is the most used out there, so they must know what they're doing. It may not be as malicious, but it's malicious.
Well, it's very malicious. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
huge invasion of your privacy.
Yeah. Um, Samsung says it will discontinue its Samsung Messages app in July 2026 and is directing Galaxy users to switch to Google Messages instead. Samsung says users can switch to Google Messages as their default app to maintain a consistent Android messaging experience. The fine print also states that once the app is discontinued, sending messages via Samsung Messages on your phone will no longer be possible, except for emergency service numbers or emergency contacts defined in your device. Messages is a Google thing, I thought, although
Well,
'cause-
it's saying the default. Yeah, even any Samsung or LG or any Android phone, it's saying the base messaging app. All of them have their
Right.
own, but it's saying, again, using the base one.
yeah, but with the name of Messages, it
That's
says
the default Android messaging app.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's that's a Google thing. It's not. Maybe Samsung just adopted theirs and did something.
That's what they're saying, is that
Yeah.
Samsung had their own messaging app, which is common
Right.
that most of these places do. And so they're saying using the base default Android messaging.
Yeah. Um. I I I didn't like up that app from the beginning. It had too many glitches, so I switched to Textra, and it
Yeah,
works.
precisely. You're just using a third party app.
Yeah. Um. There was an article. Did I keep it about Signal? Maybe I didn't. They were talking about that Signal is not as safe as what people think. Oh, there it is. Yeah. The FBI was able to forensically extract copies of incoming Signal messages from a defendant's iPhone, even after the app was deleted, because copies of the content were saved in the device's push notification database. This is multiple people present for FBI testimony in a recent trial told for 4Media. The case involved a group of people setting off fireworks and vandalizing property at the ICE Prairieland detention facility in Alvarado, Texas, in July, and one shooting a police officer in the neck. The news shows how forensic extraction, when someone has physical access to a device and is able to run specialized software on it, can yield sensitive data derived from secure messaging apps in unexpected places. Signal already has a setting that blocks messages content from displaying in push notifications. The case highlights why such a feature might be important for some users to turn on. I mean, I use Signal, and I don't know that I ever turned it off. I mean, there's nothing that I want to hide from anybody, but I never knew that you can do that. So apparently, there's a database being built for push notifications that is independent of Signal. And even if you delete Signal, that's it. So if you're using Signal and your messages are, or in your opinion, are too important to be shared or exposed, you need to turn off that ability to uh, displaying the messages in push notifications. I'll look into it later, and if I have it, I'll do it. I mean, it's fine. But yeah, so, and this was on an iPhone. So it's a double whammy. Let's see. Nick, you're using X a lot, don't you?
Yep. All
Katie,
day.
do you?
It is.
No.
It is my It is my best source. It is the best source of news and information
For a
anywhere on
lot
the
of
planet.
people. All over the world.
Correct. Yeah, it is. It is an
Okay.
incredible.
So
source.
after nearly 20 years on the platform, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, EFF, says it's leaving X.
Of course.
This isn't a decision we
Losers.
made. Huh?
I said losers.
Well, they said this isn't a decision we made lightly, but it might be overdue. They said the math hasn't worked out for a while now. We posted to Twitter, now known as X, 5 to 10 times a day in 2018. Those tweets garnered somewhere between 50 and 100 million impressions per month.
Oh my god, that's so much.
By 2024, our 2,500 X posts generated around 2 million impressions each month. Last year, our 1,500 posts earned roughly 13 million impressions for the entire year. To put it bluntly, an X post today receives less than 3% of the views a single tweet delivered 7 years ago. So there, it's again,
Okay,
it's,
but that's
it's the
but-
bean
but-
counters.
But that's not a. But that's not a good metric.
Well, that's what
platform
right. But this is what their bean counters are doing. It's it's a stupid decision. But hey, we're not
Yeah,
getting
no,
a return.
they're
What do you
over-
mean?
They're over on Blue Sky because they're a bunch of liberals and they're pissed off that Elon Musk controls X. That's why they're leaving Twitter. Let me just be as blunt as possible. They're bitching about not getting enough engagement on Twitter. Their main platform they're promoting now is Blue Sky, where they have a whopping 154,000 followers.
I
That's
would think
where they're going.
I don't think that they're getting any more returns on Blue Sky. I think
They're not. There's no audience there.
It's not just the audience. I think it's a trend. In the beginning, oh wow, you wanted to be on Twitter and you would comment and you would do all kind of things. There was a lot of interactions. Now it becomes it's a tool that you use when you need to, or for people so it's slower anyway.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, this is the real part that's unfortunate about this. The EFF, which we are well aware of, it's been a long time group, the Electronic Frontier Foundation,
Right.
should be applauding what has gone on with X. They should be very happy of the major and significant changes that have been made, but of course they're not because they disagree with it politically. And it's just unfortunately for me as a conservative individual, just another unfortunate reality of these groups that proclaim one thing literally in their name, the Electronic Frontier Foundation,
Yeah.
are so political in nature for what they do, they cannot see the forest through the trees. It's very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, because here they're leaving Twitter, but they're staying on Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, it's completely illogical. They're leaving Twitter, but they're staying on Instagram. I mean, there's just no logic whatsoever. They
None.
say that their EFF exists to protect people's digital rights. But you're hanging out on Facebook? Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, Meta, that's the universe that you're in. It's such a joke.
It is. It's a joke. That's what it is.
And they're on TikTok, which is literally run by the Chinese Communist Party. But hey, don't fret.
Well, good riddance, so to speak.
Yeah, it's just so stupid. I'm so sick of from these tech firms. Just so sick of the nonsensical gaslighting.
All right, so
Oh my God, we care about privacy. Let's run to Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg will protect us. I mean, seriously, that's the. I mean, just I need everybody. I know I'm getting a little off track here, but
No,
I need
I mean,
everybody to
let's
just
hear.
swallow that for a second. Like that, just swallow that for a second. Privacy concerns, data freedom, data rights, data integrity. But we're going to keep using Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Try that on for size.
Well, that's what their management decide, and that's what they do.
Yeah, well,
It's obviously a decision. I mean, when you make such a decision, it's a rash decision.
I mean,
and there's no reason to
NPR did
leave.
the same thing. Yeah. I mean, again, if your goal of your entity is to provide, these sorts of advocacy and digital right outlets, then you should be on every single platform that you can feasibly
Absolutely.
be on. And the fact that they're leaving X, which I'm not happy with X, they've made a couple of changes recently that have really pissed me off. But you're ignoring half of the internet, literally.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Apple is in the news. Apple earned the lowest grades in a report on laptop and smartphone repairability released last week by the consumer advocacy group Public Interest Research Group, PIRG. It's an education fund. The report, which looks at how easy devices are to disassemble and how easy it is to find repairability information, gave Apple a C- in laptop repairability and a D- in cell phone repairability. Of course, Apple fanboys don't find that a problem because they go to the Apple store. But this is really bad if you can't repair them easily.
No, I mean, there's still, you go to any mall, and there's still stores and whatnot that are not Apple stores. But these third-party guys, they're either in a store, or many of them are set up kind of in the
Kiosks.
I don't know what you call it, in the concourse area, the little kiosks, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, there's still something there, but it is a problem.
It is.
That's like, I mean, that's you're seeing the big move of the what is the name of the right to repair movement continues on its rise.
Yep. We talked about this before. A New York Times analysis, you can't put too much stock into the New York Times, found Google's AI overviews now answer questions correctly about 90% of the time.
It's learning.
which might sound impressive until you realize that roughly 1 in 10 answers is wrong. For
Nice.
Google, for Google, that means hundreds of thousands of lies going out every minute of the day. This is coming from Ars
Yeah,
Technica.
exactly.
This is really like saying that the kid in preschool, when you ask them questions, they tell you lies because they don't know. So, like Katie chimed a second ago, she said, it's still learning.
Yeah, Google AI because you can't not use it. Whenever you do the search bar, like pops up. It was wrong like the majority of the time, like I don't know, a year ago. But now it's been pretty accurate. Every now and then I'll get something like where like it doesn't know, so it like does something adjacent, and I'm like, no, I don't care about this adjacent thing. I need this specifically.
And for those of you that don't understand what is the AI overviews, if you read it's at the top of each answers. If you go and you search on Google, the first thing it says AI overview. The first one is what Google's AI is telling you. And I found, yeah, slowly, it's getting better and better. There are still things that are not correct or they're too old and it doesn't give you the right information about the newer way of doing things
Yeah,
on,
that's true.
but you keep scrolling down and they are the ones that actually the search engines has been finding and you see if it corresponds or doesn't correspond.
I will say what I like about it now is that it links its source where it gets its information. And usually in my case, I'm asking like how to do something or where to find something, so it's a lot of videos or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I can click on the link and it'll take me to the YouTube video. And then from there, if it's old information, usually YouTube's algorithm like posts like the next thing or whatever. At least that's been my experience. And then sometimes the information just isn't out there. Like I'll ask a lot of things about where do I find this in the game I'm playing,
Mm-hmm.
and if the devs change it, and nobody's made a post about it online or something, then Google AI will do the next, like you said, the old information. And at that point, it's not necessarily the AI's fault. It's just that nobody has updated it on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. But bottom line is you don't base your actions on what you see in AI overviews.
No, you got to check it. You got to check its work.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I think there's some things that you can. Things that are not dynamic, things that don't change. I think your AI overview is much more superior. But to the point that Katie's bringing up, and anything else that is dynamic, it just takes too long to update, especially things that are things that are fluid.
Yeah, I look up a lot of tutorials on software that I use, like 3D software. And then
And that's hard because
yeah,
the software's
exactly.
always changing.
But I like it because it narrows down my search. And sometimes it's right. You just in my field, you just have to be an investigative journalist, and you have to go and get your hands dirty and find what you need and learn how to wade through the BS.
Well, I find that the one thing that sticks in my mind right now is for the new car that we got Hannah. It's a 2012 Jeep. And something was wrong with the cruise control wouldn't work because it also has the LiDAR in the front that if you're in cruise and you're getting close to a car, it slows you down. And that was either damaged or
Adaptive
adaptive. Yeah.
adaptive cruise control.
Right.
Yeah.
So I went and I said, okay, can we disable it? So I went and I searched disabling. It's called FCW. It's the forward collision warning,
Sure.
and ACC, the adaptive. And said, oh yeah, just get into your infotainment system and choose this and disable it. And I'm looking, and there's no such thing. And you keep reading and reading about it. And when it comes to users and forums, they said, no, this is not something that you can just do like that. It has to be working, and then you can disable it if you don't want it. It took some time. So it's things like that. I mean, don't say you can, but
But
somebody has
the AI
to.
summary wasn't wrong. With
No,
the,
it
with
wasn't.
it already working, you could do it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You know, I didn't think
I mean,
about
so
this.
that's,
Yeah, I didn't ask
that's
it like
the-
that. Yeah. I need
that's
to
part of
try
the
it and
struggle.
ask. I need to try it and ask, saying that the LiDAR, the sensor in the front is faulty. Can I disable it?
You'll probably
That's
get a
what you
different
need.
result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point, Nick. Good point. Okay, so we're talking about AI. AI skeptics aren't the only ones warning users not to unthinkingly trust models' output. That's what the AI companies say themselves in their terms of service. Take Microsoft, which is currently focused on getting corporate customers to pay for Copilot. But it's also been getting dinged on social media over Copilot's terms of use, which appears to have been last updated on October 2025. Copilot is for entertainment purposes only, the company warned. It can make mistakes and it may not work as intended. Don't rely on Copilot for important advice. Use Copilot at your own risk. And you want to charge me for it?
I mean, ChatGPT has that on its bottom of its app. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info. It's been there for years.
Anything. I mean, person can make you don't need AI. I mean, real intelligence people can make mistakes too.
Sure.
And it's funny that they will say it's for entertainment only. I think I would have not put that in there. I would say, yeah, it can make mistakes.
That's a legal disclaimer.
Oh.
That's what that is for. That is straight so that they cannot be named in a suit.
Well, yeah. Gmail end-to-end encryption is now available on all Android and iOS devices, letting enterprise users send and read encrypted emails directly in the app without any extra tools. This launch combines the highest level of privacy and data encryption with a user-friendly experience for all users, enabling simple encrypted email for all customers from small businesses to enterprise and public sector. Google announced in a blog post. So if you're using Gmail on your phone, on your computer as your main one, it's end-to-end encryption. About time. What took them so long, I don't know, but it's a good thing. And this is another. Meta has started removing ads from law firms seeking clients for social media addiction lawsuits. Just weeks after a jury found Meta and YouTube negligent in a landmark case involving harm to a young user. Lawyers across
Where's
the
the
country.
EFF? Get them on board.
It says lawyers across the country now are seeking new plaintiffs in the hopes of bringing a class action suit that could result in lucrative verdicts. This is coming from Axios. So Meta is removing all these ads.
But that's where the Frontier Foundation finds their
Yeah.
digital rights. That's what I was talking about. That was the point I was trying to make. Thanks for illustrating it, Anna.
Remember when we were talking about the Trump administration saying that Anthropic's AI was blacklisted? It's a national security and all that. So a federal appeals court denied Anthropic's bid to temporarily block the Pentagon blacklisting, meaning the company remains shut out of Defense Department contracts while the case continues, even though a separate court has allowed other federal agencies to keep using Claude for now. I don't know that if I was a director of an agency and reading all this, that I would keep using it. Again, there are others. Why? Anyway. All right, it's that time. Anything else anybody wants us to add here?
Nah.
Yeah. All right. So thanks, Nick. Thanks, Katie. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Donna, Dina, Mati, Eleanor, Sarid, Yaakov, and Yael. Thank you, everybody, for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive and update your virus scanner. And remember to change any same password wherever you use them. We'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computers2know.com. Again, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6 a.m., Nick hosts the Carolina Journal News Hour on WBT 107.9 FM in Charlotte, and it's also on YouTube. So if you're anywhere in the world, just go to YouTube, search the Carolina Journal News Hour. And Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 a.m., Nick hosts the Nick Craig Show at nickcraig.com. So just go to nickcraig.com, get all the information, and you can download past episodes too. Have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.